What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. We do have a lot of topics to discuss. Firstly, the official signing of Dani Olmo has been confirmed now by the club. We do have some insights on his arrival, some quotes, and also some insider information on what his number will be and how that could lead to another player's unlikely arrival at Barcelona. A good update as well on the left wing reinforcement. Again, we're still waiting for Nico Williams' final answer, but Barcelona are tracking, of course, Kingsley Coman and, of course, Joao Felix as potential options in that area as well. We do also have an update on Joao Cancelo, and we got a link with two random Premier League players as well that I will discuss about. But now Barcelona has been kind of, fully shifting to operation sales. Of course, yesterday we sold Araujo to Bournemouth, and the club are making more moves in regards to sales as well. Atletico Madrid agreed personal terms with Clement Lenglet, and his transfer now looking very likely in that direction. A lot of French clubs making interest inquiries for Mikayil Faye, with Rennes submitting an official bid that almost Barcelona like a lot. Vitor Roque exit on loan is confirmed now, and yet again, your boy Xavi was right. Have some renewal updates as well on Dani Olmo, Fermin Lopez, and Eric Garcia going to be returning to Barcelona training a few days after winning Olympic gold as well. Have some updates around the 1-1 rule, and also Paul Victor and Marc Bernal's stance in the first team next season. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Of course, the first news that we do have is official news, where Barcelona, of course, did announce officially the signing of Dani Olmo. The club released an official statement saying that Barcelona and RB Leipzig have reached an agreement for the transfer of Dani Olmo. The player signs for the next 6 seasons until June the 30th, 2030, and he will have a 500 million euro release clause. That's quite low for a new. I mean, no one's gonna pay 500 million. We barely want to pay 60 for him, but quite low for a new sign. Usually new signs come in, they get maybe like 700, 800. Of course, if we spend like proper money on them. So a bit on the lower side for me. But anyways, the club did not release the exact fee of the operation. Of course, Mundo Deportivo is though saying 47 million fixed plus 13 in variables. Fabrizio Romano saying 55 million plus 7, so it's around 60 million euros of the package. Again, we never got the official confirmation. Of course, later on tomorrow, before the Juan Gamper match, Dani Olmo will be presented as a new Barcelona player. The club announced officially his presentation will take place at the Montjuic a few hours before the Gamper match. I'm assuming probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before, because again, they have to, set up for his presentation, take everything down, get ready for the Gamper. So I'm guessing that, but again, we will wait and see. Now, we do have some quotes coming in for Dani Olmo after his signing, saying that I'm coming to win, to go for all the titles possible. We are Barcelona. We have to compete for everything. We have a team, we have the players, we have the staff, and we're gonna go for everything. I'm very happy. It's a dream come true. I'm very happy to be back home with my family, my teammates, and we're looking forward to the starting of this new journey. There was an intense negotiation, but that's normal. Everything has been done very quickly with Leipzig. I'm very grateful for them as well. Now, new stage begins, and we're gonna go for it. It was my dream, but also to have to highlight Barcelona's commitment to bring me here as well. We have to value that. I'm proud of what they want. I'm proud they wanted me, and I'm very proud to be here as well. I've already played with many, of course, the Barcelona players. I'm looking forward to seeing other players like Frenkie de Jong or Lewandowski, footballers of great quality. I'm prepared and eager to contribute and to win. Now, Dani Olmo also made a video with Barcelona, like a little short for, by the way, the announcement video, finally nothing cringy, is actually a proper announcement video, quite good as well. So hopefully there's a bit of a, turn in the social media side of Barcelona. But Dani Olmo name dropping Frenkie de Jong for me is very key, because he also did another video where he did like a shorts where he was asked like one question answers, where his like favorite color red, one word to describe Barcelona, all this stuff. He said like, oh, players look you want to play with. He dropped Frenkie de Jong twice, so in this one and in the other one. So hopefully there's something, strong going on there. Maybe the fact that he knows that Frenkie's going to stay, hopefully can, benefit a contract renewal. We'll talk about Frenkie's future later on in the video, but that's all in regards to his presentation. We do have one final update though. Now, when he was officially presented, he was officially announced, he was holding up his shirt with him and Joao Laporta, as you saw on the thumbnail and also the group photo. No number for Olmo officially. Again, the rumors were he was going to want to wear the number 20, of course, the number of Sergi Roberto, who again we don't know the future of yet officially as of now. But before Olmo was officially announced, of course, his family and friends were at the Ciudad Deportiva Joan Gamper for the official signing, and they were seen taking pictures outside with number 20 Dani Olmo shirts. So take that as you will. I think that is a clear indication that he doesn't want the number 20. In case if he gets to pick that number, he will happily take it. Again, I think number 14 would look really nice on him, but giving Sergi Roberto's number up like that, especially when his official departure isn't official yet, announced wise, bit disrespectful on Roberto. I mean, he's a server of the club for 15 years. I mean, you're giving away his number like this all willy-nilly. Again, they could just be vibing with number 20. They could have put number 10. I mean, it's just nothing official yet, of course, but quite clear from his entourage holding up 20 Dani Olmo that they want to have the number 20 going into the season. That's kind of the number he selected if that number is available, of course, come time for number selections, which should be, of course, next week, because La Liga will kick off a week in about a week now, I think just under 6 days time. So we'll see how things start out in regards to that. But again, Dani Olmo is the first official signing for Barcelona this summer. We don't count Pau Victor. Let's keep that very clear, and hopefully not the last signing. Now, the big question now, of course, is who will be the next signing for Barcelona, and we are still August 11th, and we're still waiting for a decision of Nico Williams. We're now, 3 days away from it being 1 month since the Euro final, and we still have no official decision from Nico Williams. Now, Fabrizio Romano's come out saying that Barcelona keep calling Nico's agent, but at the moment, Athletic Club remain completely confident and optimistic to keep him at the club. They are sure that Nico Williams will end up staying. Barcelona have a dream, and they are trying to make it reality, but Athletic are currently very relaxed. Again, Nico Williams has not told anyone about his future. All he's told is that PSG, I'm not going to you. He has not told Bilbao he's going to stay. He did not tell Barcelona he's going to sign for them. He's completely sitting right in the middle of his arse without making any sort of decision. Now, of course, we've been talking about a lot on the channel. The Barcelona kind of set a deadline for August the 12th, which of course is tomorrow, the day of the Gamper, where they want a decision from Nico Williams. But now apparently there's a new deadline. Fernando Polo Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona has set August 24th as the deadline to know Nico Williams' answer the day they face Athletic Club in La Liga. For now, Barcelona are calm about the operation. The club will go for other options at left wing if he does not give an answer by then. So we had, of course, what was it? July the 20th deadline. Then we had July 25th, then July 31st, then August the 8th, then August the 12th, and then now August 24th. I mean, I cannot be ours. The only reason why I'm not, raging and, disappointed is because he's just too good. I mean, if there's any player we can set multiple deadlines for, it's him. He's the most ideal signing for Barcelona I've seen in a very, 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 very long time. So we'll wait and see. Again, I told you guys now for weeks, it ain't gonna happen. The media gets optimistic. Joao does a little stream. Everyone, gets moving. All Laporta is going all in. He's gonna, make a move himself now, enter negotiations. I think it's all crap. I do not think Nico Williams will end up signing for Barcelona this summer. I think we should just, get over with it and look at other left-wing targets. But for now, the club are still going to be waiting patiently for the final decision of Nico Williams, which yet again still has not arrived yet. Now, in regards to alternative signings for Nico Williams, one of those on the table right now is, of course, Kingsley Coman, after Bayern Munich made him available on the market a few days ago on a single loan with a buy option and no longer a buy mandatory. Fernando Polo Deportivo came out saying that Kingsley Coman is being considered by the club as an interesting alternative option if their first choice to strengthen the left wing position, Nico Williams, does not work out. Hansi Flick is very familiar with Coman's abilities, but there are concerns on his injury history and his high salary. Then two very strong concerns. I think with the injury, you're bringing him on loan, right? So you're already gambling, so I wouldn't look into that too much. Again, his salary will be an issue. I don't know what he's currently on. I'm guessing he's probably around 180 to 200,000 euros per week at Bayern Munich. Again, like I mentioned in the last video, I would cover up most 100,000 a week for Coman as part of the loan deal, chucking a buy option there to make Bayern Munich happy. That's, the best I would move for Coman. Again, he's a market opportunity, so we can, put a good offer in. He says yes, cool. He says no, that's also cool. You move on to other targets because he's kind of just, spurred up now. We've already known that Bayern Munich wanted to sell him this summer because his contract is running down. He's not really too keen on renewal. They've always been available on loan with the mandatory buy option. But over the past few days, they've kind of made it clear that they're now open to a loan with a buy option just to get rid of him somehow, get him outside playing, and not having to pay his full entire salary as well. So we'll see what Barcelona cook up here. Again, depends again on what the salary coverage that Bayern Munich are open to for a loan with the buy option, and also what Barcelona present as an initial offer as well. So we'll wait and see how this turns out. Very good market opportunity, but again, no advances will be made until we get the final answer of Nico Williams. Now, another option at the left wing for Barcelona this summer to reinforce that position is, of course, to bring back Joao Felix on another loan or maybe a cheap transfer, whatever, Barcelona tend to feel in the final few days of the transfer window. Right now, there are reports coming in from the Atletico Madrid media saying that Aston Villa are preparing to make a 32 million euro bid for Joao Felix, about 20 million more than I would offer, to be honest. So I think with Joao Felix, he would be a great signing for Aston Villa. And I also think with Barcelona now, you're just going to wait till the last second. And to be honest, there's a very good chance it does not happen at the last second. You really want to be stuck at Atletico Madrid for the first 6 months of the season. I understand his perspective. He does want to move on. Also, Sport in Barcelona came out saying that Barcelona is considering a new loan deal for Joao Felix, but faces competition from Benfica and Aston Villa, who are also interested. Benfica proposed a loan with an option to buy for around 30 million euros, while Aston Villa can only afford around 30 million euros right now to buy him at the present. So kind of confirming with the report from Marc that came in from the Atletico Madrid media. So 30 million or so is what Atletico Madrid are getting, offers for on the table. Again, I would not offer that whatsoever for Joao Felix. Even if Nico says no, we can't get the Coman deal over the line, he's still not a player worth 30 in my opinion. But with Barcelona and Jorge Mendes pulling the strings, you just never know at this point. And in regards to the Joaos as well, Diario ARS came out saying that Cancelo and Felix continuing at Barcelona is difficult as it stands, not only because of the financials behind it, but Hansi Flick made it clear that he has enough players with youth ranks to cover the gaps in the squad. Again, with the sale now of Julian Araujo, I think Barcelona will try and make a little touchy effort for Cancelo because he has been waiting patiently. He's been a very good servant and very good, cooperative with Barcelona over the past year or so. With Felix, I understand we do have, players enough that can fill those holes. Again, Unai Hernandez has done very well. I think he scored yesterday for Barca Athletic in their preseason preparation as well. He's a good option to have, more of a natural left winger than Joao Felix is, if we're being completely honest. And of course, you have the likes of Ansu Fati returning from injury. You have Rafinha who can occupy that position as well. So I'd rather trust in-house than, bring in Joao Felix. I'd rather get in Kingsley Coman, who's a way more of a natural option for sure, a very, very cheap operation as well in terms of transfer fee. But if we're going to go spend money for Felix, I'd rather just bet on what we have in-house. But with Cancelo now, I think there will be some extra moves being made. Remember, Felix did give the green light for both these players to come back. So not like, oh, I saw Bernal and Cancelo, we don't need anyone whatsoever. He'll always be open to incorporations. And again, I think the Cancelo one will pick up pace as, the days get closer and closer to the end in regards to the transfer window. I think Felix will definitely, be more difficult, especially with, other clubs interested. With Cancelo, he's saying no, Barcelona only. He's only had, Saudi offers and stuff like that, where Felix like, what, I just want out of Atletico Madrid. To be honest, of course, I do want to go back to Barcelona, but Aston Villa have a very good project. Benfica, of course, his former club, so there's other, clubs for him that do have a direct avenue in his departure. So we'll see how things turn out here with the Joaos. I think a good bet would be definitely on one of them returning this summer. I think both of them will be very difficult, and also neither of them is still a very, very high chance. So we'll wait and see how things do develop as we approach the end of the transfer window. Now, recently, Barcelona have been linked with two current Premier League players in links that are very, very odd of the mark. First one up is Sergio Reguilon, who again, we've been linked with a lot over the past few seasons as like a cheap fullback option. Sky Sports have come out saying that Barcelona have made an inquiry over a possible signing of Sergio Reguilon to Tottenham. Now, they're the only outlet that said this. No one else came out confirming this whatsoever. Again, making an inquiry does not mean that we're interested, but making inquiry does mean that we're dabbling into some sort of avenue. Now, you just sold Julian Araujo for 10 million, so why the F are you going for Reguilon when you already have about 6 left-back options? Alejandro Balde, Hector Fort, Alex Faye, Gerard Martin, who all 4 of them I would say are better than Sergio Reguilon at this current point. Of course, the player Reguilon does have more experience, but I think all 4 of those fullbacks right now are better for Barcelona and also better financially for the club as well. Does not make sense whatsoever, especially when, you've been highlighting the fact that you have La Masia players and, you're twerking for Valle playing out right back and Hector Ford and all this stuff. Twerking so much to the point that you sold Julian Araujo, so this really makes no sense whatsoever. And what also doesn't make sense is links again with Chukwuemeka. Again, it's these weird links always come out about him, and it usually comes in from 24 Marti as well. That we weren't really in for him, I believe, what was it, last summer? Or the summer before when he was leaving Aston Villa. He was available at a really, really cheap deal. I think Barcelona bid around 5 million, but then Chelsea came in and bid like 20 or something like that, and we just could, weren't going to compete with that whatsoever. But again, he's being linked with Barcelona as, a cheap advancement in the midfield for Barcelona. 25 Marti came out saying that Chukwuemeka is very well placed on Barcelona's agenda if they finally decide to go for a midfielder in the final stretch of the transfer window. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's pump the brakes here for a second. If the club decide to go for a midfielder in the final stretch of the window, if we want to go for a midfielder, we need a freaking pivot, not an attacking midfielder. We just signed Dani Olmo. What? This makes no sense. He is liked for his dynamic and versatile profile, and in recent weeks, talks between the clubs and also the agents have taken place. Although as of now, Hansi Flick believes he does not need any more midfielders as he's very satisfied with Cancelo and Bernal. Barcelona also studied how they can convince Chelsea, but the good performances of Cancelo and Bernal have left this on standby. A move for the English player looks unlikely as of today. So basically he's saying that, pre-season, the club are tracking Chukwuemeka as a decent option, on loan just for a season for coverage or whatever the case may be. I have no idea what the club's obsession is with dynamic and versatile attacking midfielders. Yes, he can play as a cam on the wings. We already have like 9 players who can do that in the current squad right now. Rafinha, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin, Dani Olmo, Gundogan can't play on the wings, but can play everywhere in the midfield. There's 6 right there. I mean, thank God his move is not unlikely now. He's been shite for Chelsea as well. He puts a good cameo in the Carabao Cup that never, touches the first team ever. So why the hell are we twerking for him? This makes no sense. Again, if it's a loan, it's like whatever, loan, 50-50, you risk it, he does well, cool, it does not, just send him back. I get that part, but why are we going for these odd profiles of versatile attacking midfielders? I don't understand what our obsession is. It really is starting to piss me off. But I mean, we'll see. Again, both these two moves right now are unlikely, but the links are there, so we'll see if anything does develop. Again, we don't need another left back, and we don't need another attacking midfielder. But again, just could be just some rumors from their entourage to kind of push a move out from Tottenham and Chelsea respectively, and they're just using Barcelona's name. But the one from Reguilon, I'm not too bothered about, but this is coming from Juan Marti, who's, of course, one of the top sources at Barcelona. So the fact he's saying that Barcelona did contact Chelsea and the players' entourage about a move, pre-season, very, very worrying signs for me. But it looks like, as of right now, a move for both of them is unlikely. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. Now, after the signing of Dani Olmo, Mateo Merito came out saying now that Barcelona's priority right now is to make some sales ahead of the final few days of the transfer window. Of course, we just sold Julian Araujo following this report as well, so the club want to make some movements exit-wise. That way they have some room to go and make some other signings, whether it's just Joao's, new left winger, whatever the case may be. And we're looking like some, exits are very well advancing. One of them is Clement Lenglet. Now, Mateo Merito from Arlivo came out saying that as of now, Clement Lenglet is the easiest solution for Atletico's search for a left-footed defender. It's not finalized, but the two parties are already negotiating how to approach the transfer. Villarreal is pessimistic now about their chances. Again, reports coming in from the Atletico Madrid media saying that Villarreal sources are indicating that Clement Lenglet already has agreed personal terms with Atletico Madrid. Also, other reports saying that there is now an agreement between Atletico Madrid and Clement Lenglet, again on personal terms. The Los Rojiblancos have already explained to the player that he's an option number 2, but there is already a total agreement. Now it's up to the two clubs to do the same. So Atletico Madrid are looking for a left-footed center back. They've had other names like Aymeric Laporte and other names I can't remember off the top of my head to, of course, come in and replace Mario Hermoso, who left as a free agent, who has not signed for anyone right now. And looks like this could be a deal that could get over the line. Again, as long as we just put the fear clause in there, again, Deco, do not forget about the fear clause. I don't care. Ship Lenglet to Atletico Madrid, as long as it does not directly impact us in our games, the 2 games that we have minimum next season. I could not care less. Get him off the wage bill. Get him out of the squad as well. We're just going to keep loaning him until his contract expires. That's the way it's going to go. If we can finesse Atletico Madrid and Lenglet to take him on a free as well, that would be splendid. Basically, anything we can do to get rid of him permanently, we will try and do. But again, I'm liking this move. Again, just to get rid of him. I don't really care where he goes. I've always been very vocal about not doing business with Atletico Madrid, anymore. But the fact that they're the only ones there trying to save us, you gotta make do with it. You gotta make do with, unfortunately. So we'll see how things turn out. Again, the rumors are it's gonna be a loan. If it is, again, Deco, please do not forget the fear clause. That's all I'm going to ask for, and I will have no problem with this transfer whatsoever. So we'll see how things turn out along with this future. It looks like now he has very, very close, if not agreed, personal terms with Atletico Madrid, as he is one of their top 2 options to reinforce that left-footed center-back area. Diego Simeone is keen on the player, so are Villarreal, and now they're kind of backing off because Atletico Madrid have taken a big leap. So wait and see, but this, operation could definitely develop as we get into the next few days of the transfer window. Now, another center back that could potentially be leaving Barcelona in the next few days of the transfer window is Mikayil Faye. Now, Fermin dropped an exclusive out of nowhere from his own sources saying that Rennes have submitted a formal bid of around 10 million euros to Barcelona for Mikayil Faye, and this does include a significant 20 to 25% sell-on clause as well. Barcelona insists on a buyback clause to maintain full control of the player. The race remains open, with other clubs also showing interest. Now, since June, what Barcelona wanted from Mikayil Faye has been clear. 15 million euro package of how the fixed and variables are negotiable. Sell-on clause 20-25%, buyback option for around 30. So we sell him for 15 package, buyback option for 30. The other club makes 15 million from that, and we of course have to spend 15 out of our own pocket if we want to bring him back, total net wise. So that's what Barcelona always says. This is now 10 million package, a bit under what Barcelona wanted. Again, that can be negotiated. Sell-on clauses there, which is good, but they did not include a buyback clause, which of course Barcelona does want. Again, for me personally, I think the dynamics and the parameters that the club have set for Mikayil Faye are absolutely spot on. 50 million euro package, completely fine with that. If you want to really bring it down to 10 just to make this deal go over the line, maybe I can, fly with it, but I think 10 as a fixed fee is what's needed the most. I wouldn't do 10 as a package. Sell-on clause, completely fine with as well, and a buyback option, I totally agree with. So we'll wait and see. Again, Mikayil Faye is happy to stay at Barcelona if he does get, good amount of minutes, but I think right now the center backs is going to be quite clear. It's going to be not Julian. It's going to be Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, Jules Koundé, Pau Cubarsí, Eric Garcia. Those are going to be the 5 options for right now. Maybe Indigo could end up staying as well with the Araujo injury, with Koundé playing at right back and with Christensen maybe playing a lot in the midfield. Maybe Hansi Flick will want to keep Indigo, but again, Sergio Dominguez has done really well in preseason, so you might want to rely on him as that kind of, other option. So we'll see, but I think Mikayil Faye's name is really, dropping in the pecking order in regards to, who he wants in the team. So we'll see how this develops with, again, multiple French clubs being very keen on the transfer of Faye. Now, a center back that has been recently sold on the market over the past 48 hours, in which Barcelona do benefit from heavily, is the sale of Jean-Claire Todibo. I've been covering this on the channel for about 2 or 3 years now since I covered his sale. Finally, it's coming to fruition. It's been now official and confirmed. Jean-Claire Todibo has joined West Ham after hijacking the deal from Juventus for 40 million euros. And of course, Barcelona do have a 20% sell-on clause with Nice, which means that the club will cash in 8 million euros for this operation. Now, the downside is that he has joined on loan initially with a mandatory buy option next summer, which means that we will get the 8 million for Todibo next summer. But the 8 million is coming in, so we're gonna get 8 million for Todibo. I think we let him go to Nice for like 4 or 5, so getting another 8 for him is absolutely fantastic. That's why, of course, you put these clauses in there. If they go out and do well, you can still benefit from their sale. So 8 million euros coming in for Todibo, but that will not arrive until next summer once West Ham officially buy him from Nice. Now, your player's future at the moment that is very much in doubt as things currently stand with regards to his future on the pitch or his future at the club, it is Frenkie de Jong. Again, he's still injured. We have no idea when he's coming back. There's been no communication by the club whatsoever. Mateo Merito did come out saying that Frenkie de Jong could be allowed to leave Barcelona for a fee of around 60 million euros plus variables. Now, first off, Thanks, Einstein. Didn't we know? We didn't, already know that. I think the club are going to be pushing for probably around 65 to 70 million for Frenkie. I think the reason why Martin just come out saying this is because I think Barcelona firstly want to make his price very well clear after some interest has come out from Manchester United, and again, maybe to put some pressure on the player as well to renew his contract. Now, following this report, there have been reports coming out from Italy, funnily enough, saying that Frenkie de Jong has not changed his mind and is only thinking about staying at Barcelona. Again, that does, make me happy, but the issue is he's not sitting there negotiating with the club. This man has 2 years left on his deal. Again, the rumor is he wants to run down those 2 years and leave for free, and I said this in my video, I think a few weeks ago. If that's his plan, does not want to talk, send him to the stands for 2 years if, of course, he refuses to be sold. That should be the mindset. He's going to be the third captain next season, so I doubt this is the case. I think I don't know why he's prolonging. And the thing is, right, it's consistency. It's not just Frenkie de Jong. It's Araujo. It's Pedri. Anyone but, B team players are completely ignoring Barcelona's approaches for renewals. The only people we're renewing are Dani Rodriguez and, Fermin Lopez and Pau Cubarsí and Hector Ford, all these B team players. No first team player has had a significant renewal since... Could not even tell you. We didn't renew anyone last season. Season before, we renewed Roberto at the end. I mean... I can't remember the last significant renewal that we had. Maybe Xavi in September? I mean, that's, of course, not on hindsight. That's not really significant because he was sacked later on. But the point I'm trying to make is that with even Dani Olmo name dropping specifically Frenkie de Jong as one of the few players he's looking forward to playing shows not only the quality of the player, but also the trust I believe that Dani Olmo has that Frenkie de Jong will be here as well. I think, Frenkie de Jong is a talented player. I think Hansi Flick will definitely have great, utilization of the player. But the club needs something, some sort of dedication to the future. Speak with them. It's not just, again, with Frenkie. It's with all these other players. I think them dropping the price, again, just kind of reminding people where we currently stand on it. If interest comes in from United late on or any other club for that matter, they know where, the starting price is essentially 60 plus variables. I think the club would probably push for a bit more. But again, Frenkie wants to stay, so I doubt this even happens. So we'll see. Again, it's not on Frenkie alone, but it's on other key players who need renewals. They either, wake the F up and start, communicating to Barcelona, stop ignoring us, give us some sort of response so we can, start planning for the future. Now, speaking about midfielders with a lack of future, we still have no response, no idea what's going on with the future of Sergi Roberto, who again, his numbers being thrown away to Dani Olmo left, right, and center, and he's still been a free agent now for about a month and a half. Now, he did post on his Instagram that he was training at the Barcelona's training center. Of course, this is when the team had 2 days holiday after the US tour. Of course, they came back to training yesterday. This is, I believe, was on Thursday or Friday where no one's at the training center. Maybe the players were recovering from their injuries and he was there training, which of course means he's talking to the club. There's constant communication. That means they allowed him to come in there for sure. So this means that there's something going on here. Again, what did we say back in July? Roberto had to wait until August the 8th, which by the way has passed now anyways, for the deadline for his renewal. He didn't want to wait, a month and a half. Now it's been more than that month and a half, and he still has no club. I think Roberto is very much playing the long game here. I think he's going to wait until the last second of the transfer window. If Barcelona can bring him in, cool. If not, he'll be a free agent. He can sign with anyone. And also, Barcelona can sign him at any given point as well, but we'll probably have that decision around the end. Keep your eyes on the Joao Gamper. The Joao Gamper, of course, is the introduction of the players and the squad to the Barcelona fans. If they bring out Ter Stegen as the first team captain, long day for Roberto. If they just bring out Ter Stegen as a captain, remember, by the way, as well, the captain does a speech. It's, a tradition. The coach does a speech. I don't even know if Flick will do one because he can't even speak Spanish or Catalonia. That's of course, going to be troubling for the fans in the stadium who will barely understand him. Will he do one in English? If Ter Stegen does a speech, will he, do a speech as the first team captain? Will he name drop Roberto? All these things are linked and intertwined, which again, it's a disadvantage for the club for taking so long on making these kind of decisions. So we'll see with Roberto. I think a lot of indications will come in over the next few days. Of course, La Liga is going to start. Will we officially give Dani Olmo number 20 against Joao Gamper on Monday? How they're going to organize it? Who's going to do the captain speeches? All that sort of stuff is going to be key for the future of Roberto. And again, the signs right now aren't too great, but I'm still on the side that I personally believe that Roberto will continue at Barcelona in some sort of capacity. Now, following the exit of Julian Araujo over the past 24 hours, the next imminent and most likely exit will be the exit of Vitor Roque. Joao de Miro came out saying that yesterday Deco met with Andre Curry and Vitor Roque's father at the Sports City. It looks likely now that his transfer is starting to take shape, and we'll wait and see in what way over the next few days. Following this, Joaquim Pereira, of course, the #1 source in regards to Brazilian players linked with Barcelona in any means necessary. He is absolutely top, never gets it wrong. He came out saying that Vitor Roque is expected to leave Barcelona on loan. A permanent transfer has been ruled out as Barcelona maintain their confidence in the player. A loan to a team in La Liga would please all parties. Again, if they do so, fear clause please. Porto, Lazio, and Napoli are among the other clubs interested. Who was right? Who was right all along? I mean, you had Andre Curry come out mid-season bashing Xavi. We're not going to loan Vitor Roque. He's too good. You either sell him or you keep him. My manager. I want apologies. Some of you guys gave apologies in the last video, and I do appreciate that. If you didn't drop your apology for the man who was right about Vitor Roque. Again, for me personally, I don't mind a loan. Again, he signed a long-term deal, Vitor Roque. You can see right now it's not quite working out. Pau Victor's doing very well. Go out on loan, preferably in my opinion to yes, I agree with the club, a La Liga club. Learn the language, style of play, grow in the role, and then next summer when hopefully Lewandowski ain't here, you can have Pau Victor, you can have Vitor Roque, potentially new striker signing, all competing for those three. I think that would be a great move as well. We can keep an eye on him. We saw how well we know Barcelona have been doing very, very well with loan deals over the past few seasons. You know, the Juni Aro loan was a success. Abdi Zazelu to Osasuna was a success. That's the first thing that came to my mind. So I'm very happy with this, idea. Again, selling him for over 30 million would have been okay, but no one's going to offer that after, his first 6 months haven't been the best. So everyone's on a 360 now, including Andre Curry, his agent, and also Vitor Roque's Andros as well. They're now open to a loan move, which again is the most likely scenario. We'll see what happens over the next few days, but never doubt the greatest midfielder of all time. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team of Barcelona. Firstly, on the contract renewal of Dani Rodriguez. He was basically 1.5 foot outside of Barcelona in March. Remontada galore. He signed a new deal for 3 more years. The club released an official statement saying that Barcelona and Dani Rodriguez have reached an agreement to renew his contract until June 2027. He will be part of Barça Athletic next season. Of course, last season he was kind of bouncing between the juvenile and cadet side and Barça Athletic, but next season he'll be fully a Barça Athletic player. Probably, in and around the first team as well if injuries do come about. Of course, he had an absolutely fantastic campaign for the Spain under-19 Euros, I believe it was. I think he was, team of the tournament, one of the best players for them as they went on to win it. Spain had an absolutely unbelievable summer when it comes to football, winning basically everything but women's gold. Which again they did lose in the semifinals, and they got pretty close in the end. So I mean, he was so good. I saw some clips and compilations of him. He looked fantastic. Can't wait to see his future at Barcelona. Again, we'll wait and see how that turns out, but he has committed to Barcelona for the next few years. The next and final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the golden boy himself, Fermin Lopez. Franco Rasmus Sport came out saying that Barcelona had decided to have a talk with Fermin Lopez agent to improve his contract because they know that his value is rising. Fermin has a contract with Barcelona until 2027 with a 400 million euro release clause, but Barcelona are aware that he deserves an improvement on his contract. The club's idea is to improve his salary and also increase the length of the contract. His release clause will also be increased as well to 1 billion euros. The club wanted to do this before the Olympics. We were talking with Fermin and had the idea come, February, March time. He, of course, signed a new deal back in September. Since then, he's just been growing and growing and growing. Of course, got that contract renewal because of his, great preseason. Got into the first team. Growing ever since. He's been absolutely revolutionary over the past year. One of the best players in his position in the world, the way he's performing. He's won the Euros and a gold medal this summer. He's done them both, done the double pretty much, and hopefully has that ambition to come back and win for Barcelona as well. But this is no surprise. The club have been, very interested in renewing his contract for a long time. But hopefully now things do advance as he does return from the Olympics as a champion. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First up, we do have some big updates in regards to some of our golden boys at the Olympics in regards to Fermin Lopez and Eric Garcia and when they could be returning to training almost immediately. Now, Sport came out saying that Fermin Lopez plans to be under Hansi Flick's orders as soon as possible. His intention is to take the at most 1 week vacation and return ahead of La Liga's opener against Valencia on the 17th, although it will be difficult for him to arrive in time to play that game. The player is currently in great form, great physical moment, and he wants to maintain it. He knows that competition at Barcelona is high and there is a new coach. He does not want to, fade away from the competition. He also confirmed this as well, doing interviews, post winning the Olympics with Spain, saying that I will rest for a week and then we'll start training with the team again. Quite risky. In terms of the player, the body needs rest. I understand you're ambitious, you're strong, you're young, I get that, but the body needs rest. This is kind of come back to bite you right in the arse. We've seen it so many times before. I understand his ambition. Again, he had basically a month off from the Euros because, he didn't really play. He played, I think, half an hour against Albania. That was it. But again, training week in, week out, keeping up with the intensity to help his other teammates as well is very important. So, didn't really, I'm not worried about his minutes. I'm just worried about his lack of rest this summer. Same thing could be said as well for Eric Garcia. Now, by the way, Eric Garcia has confirmed he's coming back to Barcelona, which again, we already knew from the reports over the last few weeks that Flick has given him the go-ahead to kind of be that reserve center-back option. Again, speaking to the media, Eric Garcia, after winning the Olympics, on his future, saying that, yes, I'm staying at Barcelona 100%. Paco Barca and I have a great relationship, of course, from day one. I'll be training with Barcelona on Sunday. So, of course, today. So, we'll see the pictures, hopefully, from the social media team at Barcelona. I'm looking forward to training with Hansi Flick. I feel really good about the messages we've exchanged between ourselves. Now, of course, Eric Garcia can speak English. That'll be beneficial there a little bit. So, he's spoken to Hansi Flick, and he's staying at Barcelona. So, quite clear that he will be one of the defensive options for Barcelona going into the current season. Again, right back, center back, pivot, decent option. Again, if you sell him, again, I understand a lot of people are saying you should sell him now. He's at his current peak value. I'm very much on the middle with this, especially I think without the injury of Araujo, I'd be way more against this. But with the injury, him being out for, the first 4 months of the season, you need some sort of coverage, and I understand why Flick has gone for him. Again, you sell him, cool. If you keep him, cool. I'm very much in the middle with this. And with, Inigo only having 1 year left in his deal and on huge wages as well, I would prefer to keep Eric Garcia over Inigo. But again, Inigo's left-footed, so like I talked about in a lot of videos in the past, the Goals TV exclusive videos as well, a lot of pros and cons to, both their scenarios, so we'll see. But the most important thing is that they're both going to be returning to Barcelona, and Eric Garcia is already going to be training straight away. Again, he did have, he didn't play from the end of May until the end of July, so he already had, a good 2 months off, then came back and played for about 2 or 3 weeks, so his rest doesn't, it kind of makes sense a little bit, him coming back and training immediately. But with Fermin, it is a bit different because he was, of course, training with Spain for the Euros and then went to the Olympics as well, so I would proceed with caution on Fermin Lopez, but with Eric Garcia, I do understand it, so we'll wait and see for pictures of Eric Garcia later on today in training, and we'll wait and see in about a week or so, probably after the Gamper training of Fermin Lopez in the Barcelona training center. Now, speaking on some Spanish players, we also do have some updates on the 2 players who impressed the most in preseason on the tour and what their current futures look like. First up is Pau Victor, with Sport coming out saying that Pau Victor has gained Hansi Flick's total trust. The coach did not expect him to be so good. It's not only the goals and assists, but Pau has captivated with his tactical intelligence, quality with the ball, and understanding with Lewandowski. To be honest, all 3 of those Vitor Roque did lack significantly. His ability to adapt to the wings and continue to offer imbalance has convinced Flick that he is currently ahead of Ansu Fati and Vitor Roque in getting his ideas. Vitor Roque, yes. Ansu Fati, I don't think that's the case whatsoever. When Pau was signed, the idea was to loan or transfer him with a buyback option, but it has now stopped since Flick wants to count on him. Pau Victor's versatility is highly appreciated by the staff, who also value the player's maturity and character. Again, it's just a lot of glazing, but I like that first paragraph where it talks about the tactical point of view, the quality on the ball, which again, Vitor Roque did lack, and there's rumors Vitor Roque was lacking that, in March and April, so it's not, something new. Then we, of course, saw it in preseason. So I have no issue with betting on Pau Victor. We'll see how he does in the Gamper. I doubt he'll start against Valencia, but again, a good option where, again, he's proven in the preseason that he can be relied upon, at least for the first few months of the season. Of course, in January, things can change. And one player who's definitely going to be a bet for Barcelona for the future of the club, for the foreseeable future, is Marc Bernal, where Sport also came out saying that Hansi Flick started the preseason looking at a 6, but Marc Bernal's performances made him change his mind. A report done by Rafa Marquez before he left highlighted Bernal's virtues, helped Flick look into him, and training sessions and preseason games confirmed the impressions. Flick has been very impressed by Bernal's quality, his technique, athletic ability, vision of play, and speed of execution in all actions. Thiago has also made an impression, and Thiago has also been impressed by Bernal's display in the matches against City, Real Madrid, and AC Milan. again, a lot of glazing here. You don't want to you want to see it, of course, when it really matters. I've seen a lot of players at Barcelona do well in preseason, flop in the season. I've seen a lot of players do well in preseason, then do well in the season as well, i.e. Fermin Lopez last season. So again, I've been there and seen both sides of it. You have to wait and see if the player can grow and adapt to the culture. I still think bringing in the sixes, it should be very important. You cannot rely on Marc Bernal, 17-year-old, for an entire season. Clásicos, Bernabeu, Metropolitan Stadium, Champions League, round 16 and quarterfinals. He's not, yes, he can maybe perform for sure, but I don't think he can perform at a consistent rate for all those games. And staying fit as well is going to be difficult as well. And once he gets that one injury, you risk it, or you bring him back, you're just going to aggravate it and aggravate it. We've seen this again with a lot of players as well. So we'll see. I don't mind him being an option in the first team. I think he definitely should be, in and around the first team for sure. Come to the six, I think he should be the first name off the bench in that area, starting games here and there, but solely relying on him, I think, is where the risk factor comes in. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to Barcelona's return to the 1-1 rule. Now, Mundo Deportivo did come out saying that Barcelona is not yet in the 1-1 rule, although they're much closer. They still need to achieve additional income, such as Nike renewal deal or facilitating certain exits. Now, of course, Barcelona are making signings and sales right now without being in the 1-1 rule. Does that mean that will affect us later on? It's Javier Tebas saying, look, just make some stuff move and we'll bring you back to 1-1. We won't just, hinder you in the 1-3 rule with these signings and these sales as well. So I don't know what the, behind the scenes is. Again, what Barcelona need to do right now is A, Nike renewal, and B, they need an additional 60 million euros of income coming in from anywhere, player sales, sponsorships, revenue streams, whatever the case may be. 60 million of Barcelona net revenue, income, and of course, Nike renewal as well would be very beneficial with that 150 million euro sign-on bonus coming in as well. That would be very, very handy. Again, all these, routes are being advanced by Barcelona. They all have it well in their hands. But again, we're going to do it last second, as we always do, because we are last second FC. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing, obviously, of course, your thoughts on the potential signing in the left wing position. Would you sign someone apart from Nico Williams, or just bet on him and pray that he comes in? And if you would sign someone else apart from Nico Williams, who would it be? Second, your thoughts on those exits of Clément Lenglet, Mikayil Faye, Vitor Roque, low deal as well, Frenkie de Jong. What are your thoughts on those potential exits, and who would you facilitate green light, give the departing nod to, and who would you rather keep instead? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barça. Yeah.